specialty as a witch is helping people like you get a good night's rest. So we're going to do a couple of the rituals and a little bit of the spell work that I usually do when I'm having a hard time sleeping. The first thing that I'll have you do is put on something a little more comfortable. Now, I did not expect you to bring anything. I have everything that you need. The first thing I'll get you to put on are these cozy Nordic socks. Now, these are handmade, and you'll notice that they are actually mismatched. But honestly, I feel like it's kind of fun to wear two slightly different, but also the same socks. So I'll give these to you. You can go and put those on your feet. I also have this beautiful pair of silk pajamas. These are incredibly cozy, and they're gonna help you feel completely at ease. They're silk in the same way that my pajamas are silk, and they'll feel really good against your skin. Now, I'll give you these pajamas, and you can just step into the other room and change if that's okay with you. Okay, so I'll just give them to you. Okay, the first thing that we're going to do is take off your makeup because I see that you're still wearing a little bit from the day. That's okay. I have a little bowl of water here, and this water has been infused with a little bit of rose water, which I have as a spray that I'll be using on you as well. But a little bit of rose water and a couple drops of almond oil just to moisturize the skin a little bit. We witches have to take care of our skin like anybody else, really. So I have this little face cloth here. And we're just gonna dip it into the water. And give it a good wring out. And we're gonna just pat this onto your face like so. Just remember to close your eyes. Okay, that should be good. Just wring it out a little bit more. And put this off to the side. Now I also have this rose water and glycerin as quick as I could, and this was what I had at the ready. This is a very simple spray, but the glycerin in it is going to moisturize your skin without feeling too heavy. So we'll just open up the cap here. And we'll give you a little spray. That feels really nice, doesn't it? It has a lovely aroma. I'll get you to just inhale deeply alongside me, okay? Take one big breath in and one big breath out. And in and out. Okay, hopefully that made you feel a little bit more relaxed. Okay, the next thing that we're going to do is just exfoliate your skin a little bit. So I have this little brush, and it's by the brand Gala, and it's a two-sided brush. So this side has a textured brush with a bunch of little round bumps on it, while this side has a rubber, very texturized sort of nub on it. And it makes delightful little sounds. We're gonna just wet this brush a tiny little bit and then use it on your face. There's a little bit of water on there. Okay. So let me just use it first on your forehead, then around your eyes, then on your chin, okay, it felt really nice, didn't it? I always like adding a little bit of a brush into my skincare routine. I mean, a witch has to look after her skin just about as much as anybody else. You really can't rely on magic to make you look youthful and glowy. You gotta just use something like this and a lot of good old-fashioned elbow grease. Okay, the last step is we're going to use a little bit of moisturizer. I think that this is my absolute favorite moisturizer. It's by Spooks and Spanks, and it's called Dryad. And really, as a witch, you want to make sure that you're using supernatural brands, because we're connected to the earth, to the seasons, to this smells absolutely heavenly. It has lavender flower water in it, eucalyptus, and a little bit of rosehip seed oil. But I use it every single night, and I think you'll love it as well. So let me just grab a little bit here and just put it on. Okay, so now that you're nice and moisturized, how about I make you a nice cup of tea? Now, I have a little blend that I've pre-made here, and it has rose hip in it. I'll pick you one out here. Rose hip and chamomile flowers, which are tiny, tiny little flower bulbs, and dispersed throughout this little dish. There are also bits of lavender. So the chamomile, though it tastes a bit like if you were to brew and consume a tree, it's really good for relaxation. The actual flower itself is also a gorgeous decoration for your hearth. And rose hips are going to add a little bit of color and really floral flavor to the cup of tea, along with the lavender, which is really going to help you get the best possible sleep. So, I have my mortar and pestle here. And you know, this is a witch's best friend in terms of tools. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tip a little bit of this into my mortar and pestle, and I'm going to grind it up for you. How are you feeling? How are you doing? Okay. Well, I'm glad that you're relaxing. I know that with the busyness of your life, it's really hard to slow down. But I really would love for you to come and visit me out at my cottage. I have the best front porch that you've ever seen, and we can do what we're doing every night instead of just on the occasion in which you need it. So I'm gonna just crush this up a little bit more. To put the tea in, I have this gorgeous green mug, and I actually made it myself, and I etched all of these leaves into the pottery, the clay, just because I wanted it to look like a ruined tree or a witchwood tree, which is a symbol of good luck. So it's my favorite mug. It's really a blessed mug. And I thought it might be nice for you to use it on this occasion, because I swear that just holding it like so, maybe with your hand like this, or with your hand around the handle, it makes you feel extra cozy and comfortable. this directly into the bag. Okay. So just like that, we have this tea hand harvested by me. And with these tea bags, you have to make sure that you fold the top part of the bag over top so that the contents don't start floating in your mug. And then I have some fresh water here, which I will pour directly into the mug and will steep the tea for quite some time. Perfect. So we'll keep the water warm in the meantime. Just in case you'd like a little bit more, we can always make you another fresh cup of tea. But I think that you'll be sleeping before you need another one. So we will just put this lovely cup of tea over to the side, and I'll let you know when it's ready for you to drink it. Okay, next, I was thinking that we could maybe put your hair back, but before we do that, maybe we could give it a little bit of a brush, just to push it a little bit out of the way. Now, I have this little brush here. It's going to feel really good on your scalp, but most of all, it's just going to bring a little bit of extra circulation to the skin there. So, if you'll allow me. Okay, that should be good. Now let me just put this lovely little bandana just right on your hair. It's going to just push all of the hair out of your face and also keep everything neat and tidy and very cool and comfortable for your sleep. So I've sprayed it with a little bit of my favorite aromatherapy blend, which has the same essential oils as in your cup of tea. Lavender and chamomile and rose extract with a little bit of ginger and black pepper, just for some spiciness. So let me just put this on you. Okay, next I'm going to put a little bit of ritual oil on you. So this one is a lunar work blend, and it has vanilla, rose, jasmine, and spearmint in it. And inside you'll notice there is a little crystal. It is a little bit of sodalite, and it makes lovely noises. But basically, what we're going to do, because tonight is, of course, a full moon, and that might be part of why you're having trouble sleeping, I'm going to take onto my wrists, and then I'll just rub them together like so. And while rubbing them together, I'll imagine some of the intentions that I have for the next full moon circle. So what I want you to do is to perform the same. So hold out your hands here. Okay. Alright. Now, just rub your hands together, your wrists, to activate the oils a little bit. Set your intentions for the next cycle. Next, I've heated up this lovely little bag for you. As you can hear, it's filled with flax seeds and a little bit of lavender, as you can probably smell. But what you're gonna do is you're just gonna put this around your neck and your shoulders, and it's just gonna relax some of the muscles there as we sit together. And I do encourage you at this point to recline a little bit more, to relax a little bit more if you haven't been. So let me just put this on you. Okay, now a nice way to end the day, to reflect, to participate in this feeling of repose, is to pull a singular tarot card. Now I have my Everyday Witch Oracle here. It's by Deborah Blake, and it has some of the most beautiful artwork that I've ever seen. How about we pull a card for you, and I can read you the meaning if you would like. Does that sound good? Okay. So it comes with a little book, and there's quite a few cards in this set. The card backs are absolutely gorgeous. They have these beautiful cats that are kind of like leaping around this central point, almost representing the elements. So we'll just give them a little shuffle. And you tell me when to stop, okay? Okay. Perfect. Now, I'm just gonna pick a card here. It's something that you have to do rather intuitively. Let's see, a card for you. This one. Okay, just put these cards down. So the one that I've chosen for you is Cleansing Body and Spirit. This actually looks a lot like you right now. There's even a witch hat on this little stool, and if you've been paying attention, although I don't expect you to be, you are relaxing. There is my very own witch hat behind me. I wore it here, and I had to rest it on your chair, but it always needs to be at the ready, as you can see from this photograph. But this feels quite suitable because, of course, that is exactly what you're doing right now. You're relaxing and cleansing your body and spirit. So even more affirmation that what you're doing right now some little ghost cookies, though I did eat most of them on the way here, so I'm really sorry that there aren't more, but I saved one for you. This one looks particularly tasty if you'd like to have it with your tea. I always love these, and the pumpkin-shaped ones, they're the best cookies ever, and they really make me feel festive for the season. So I'll put this cookie in this little container for you, and you may have it whenever you'd like. Okay. Now, before I read you a little bit of a bedtime story, there's a couple more things that we have to do. The first thing is I have a little bit of pumpkin body butter. This is from Trader Joe's. I thought it might be nice to give you a little bit of a choice. So I have this, and I also have a little bit of my absolute favorite elixir for sleep. Since I am the sleep witch, it makes a lot of sense that I would use something like this. So this one is a lavender and bergamot sleep balm by Badger, and it says on the outside, rest, eyes, mind, sleep balm. So I was thinking that we could do either or, we could do both. What do you say? Okay, we can do both, absolutely. So we'll do a little bit of the pumpkin body butter first. Let me just grab a little bit of it. And I'll just put it on my hands here. And let me just grab yours. Okay, and then we'll also use some of this sleep balm. Now, I've used quite a bit of this already. I always like to take a little bit of it and put it on my wrists. This will smell really nice in combination with that ritual anointing oil that we used earlier. So I'm just gonna rub it between my wrists here, and you should really start to pick up on the aroma. It's really quite strong, so it works as a kind of like aromatherapy. It really permeates the room. Okay, so the next thing that I have for you is a little bit of a choice. So I have two little stuffed animal companions, and I know whenever I had someone read a story to me as a kid, I really wanted a little bit of something to cuddle, a little creature to be near me. So I brought two options for you. The first option is this beautiful plush mushroom pillow, which you could use as a headrest. It's a yellow toadstool mushroom, and it has these beautiful little embroidered spots on it, and a corduroy, little bit of textured stem here at the bottom. But it's really, really cozy, and I thought you might want to snuggle up with it as I read you a little story. So that's one of your options. The other option is my personal favorite, and it's a little demonic cat. His name is Lucifer, and he's called a Pickety Pal, and he has these adorable which have little wire forms in them, so you can position them if they're in your way when you're cuddling him, along with a little tail. But I find that he's really, really huggable, and when you sit him on your lap, he's quite cozy. So, what do you think? Okay, the mushroom. You want me to keep this guy here? Okay, absolutely. I can while I read you the story. Let me just hand you the mushroom. Okay, here you go. Okay, last but not least, I know that it's a little bit bright in here. I could blow out the candle, but I think that it adds to the sort of ambient energy in this room. And I do have this beautiful sleep mask here, and it has a little bit of Velcro on the back, and these gorgeous little eye cups so that your eyes are comfortable while you sleep. They're also adjustable if you're ever dissatisfied with the way that they look or feel. You can always move the eye cups around. Would you like to put on this little Manta sleep mask? It's also a lovely witchy purple color. I think it would really complement your silk pajamas. Okay, absolutely. Here you go. The last thing that I have for you while you fall asleep here, you have your sleep mask on, your eyes are closed, you're fully relaxed. I'm going to read you a little excerpt from the Virago book of witches. It's a beautiful, beautiful book, and I figured that you might enjoy some of the stories that are in here. Okay, this one is an Irish tale, and it's called Finn's Madness. One time, Finn and the Fianna were come in a ford of the slain, and they sat down for a while. And as they were sitting there, they saw on the round rock up over the ford a young woman having a dress of silk and a green cloak about her, and a golden brooch in the cloak, and the golden crown that is the sign of a queen on her head. Fianna of Ireland, she said, let one of you come now and speak with me. The Scythe-Briac of the speckled shield went towards her. Who is it you are wanting? He said. Finn, son of Cumel, said she. Finn went over then to talk with her. Who are you? He said, and what is it you are wanting? I am Darien, daughter of Baldric, son of the Dagda, she said, and I am come to be your wife if you will give me the bride gift I ask. What bride gift is that? Said Finn. It is your promise, said she, I to be your only wife through the length of a year, and to have the half of your time after that. I will not give that promise, said Finn, to any woman of the world, and I will not give it to you, he said. On that, the young woman took up a cup of silver from under a covering, and filled it with a strong drink, and she gave it to Finn. What is this? Said Finn. It is a very strong mead, said she. Now there were bonds on Finn not to refuse anything belonging to a feast. So he took the cup and drank what was in it, and on the moment he was like one gone mad. And he turned his face towards the Fianna, and every harm and every fault and every misfortune in battle that he knew against any one of them, He sprang it on them, through the mad drunkenness the young woman had put on him. Then the chief men of the Fianna of Ireland rose up and left the place to him, every one of them setting out for his own country, till there was no one left upon the hill but Finn and Kylite. And Kylite rose up and followed after them, and he said, Fianna of Ireland, he said, do not leave your lord and your leader through the arts and tricks of a woman of the Cid. 13 times he went after them, bringing them back to the hill in that way. And at the end of the day, in the fall of night, the bitterness went from Finn's tongue. By the time Kylite had brought back the whole of the Fianna, his sense and his memory were come back to him, and he never would sooner have fallen on his sword and got his death than have stayed living. And that was the hardest day's work Kylite ever did. I see that you're drifting in and out of sleep, unless that means that the job of the sleep witch is officially done. But I'll be up all night working on a couple of different spells and potions and brews, so you can find me in the kitchen if you wake up again or need anything. I hope that you have the most restful, peaceful, and beautiful sleep. And I'm so glad that you're here with me. If you enjoyed this, or if you love witchy related things in combination with ASMR, please subscribe and join